Shut Kala Kadosh, everybody welcome. Be'ezrat Hashem Baruch Hatzlacha. Everybody who's listening, Shir Ratzon, Baruch Hatzlacha lekiriu Daniel ben Michoel, Yaakov ben Asher, שתצליחים בכל דרככם, וגם לעילוי נשמת רום הרחמים בן הלוי, בן נלה מזל, רוח השם תנחנו בגן עדן הוא וכל השכבים וכל הרחמים והסליחות וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. שבעזרת Hashem, we continue with our Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot talks about, in the Mishnah, Perek Bet, Mishnah Aleph. Following says, Ez Gibor HaKavesh et Yitzro. So we said before, who is the mighty and the powerful, that somebody able to conquer his Yetzer Hara. Now the topic will be, Ez Ashir HaSamech Bechelko. Who is a person that is rich, that is able to happy whatever that he has. בקהילת רבה, אין אדם מת וחצי תאוותו בידו. It says following, a person does not die, and all the satisfaction that it has upon him, he will be fulfilled. יש מנה רוצה 200. A person have 100, he wants 200. He has 200, he wants 400. פירוש רוצה עוד 200, מלבד המנה שלו, לכן לא יגיע חצי תאוותו. That's why a person, when it comes to the halfway of whatever the desire and wants that he has, it will not be fulfilled because it's not halfway done. A person have 200, he wants 400. כלומר עוד 400 מלבד 200 שלו נמצא בריבוד נכסיו היא רבת תאוותה ביותר. So the more person makes, the more desire and wants that he has. מעשה במלך אחד שבנה המרכז העיר, ארמון נהדר מרחיב העין. He says one of the kings was building a big castle in the middle of the city. And everybody was looking at that castle in the middle of the city. וסביב נתן גן נפלא עצי פרי ושושנים פרחים. In the middle of the palace, he planted the fruit trees. וריח כל הלבנון. He says that anybody will pass by, there will have a beautiful smell from this palace. שלט קטן וחרט עליו ארמון ועגון אלו ייתנו במתנה על ידי מלך לאדם השמח בחלקו. But he put a sign in this armon, which means in this palace. What's the sign says? השמח בחלקו. And a big sign says whoever is happy in his own, whatever that he has. עברו כמה בני אדם וראו את הארמון, את השלט עליו. So it says a lot of people passed by and they saw what it says, the sign written on this palace. כל אחד חשב לעצמו ודאי שלא בשבילו יהיה ארמון הזה. He says, each person that passed by, he says, this palace is not for me. כי מי יש לו מנה רוצה 200. Whoever have 100 wants 200. ואינו שמח בחלקו. He's not satisfied whatever he has. והנה עבר שם איש עשיר ונכבד. And passed by a rich person that is respectful, זוכה לאושר וכבוד למשפחה מפוארת. He has a beautiful wife, kids, family, והוא מדושן עונג מאושר כל ענייניו. He's so happy whatever he has, this rich guy. הוא רואה את השלט ואמר בליבו. He saw a sign that says whoever is happy whatever that he has. הלא מי כל חמדת ישראל לא הוא בשבילו, ייתו רשול וייכנס את המלך ויפנה אליו לאמור. So this rich guy goes inside this beautiful palace and it says following. הנה הנני השם יש לי כל טוב. He says, Hashem, give me everything that I have. Everything that I have, Hashem, give it to me. The rich guy says. ואני שמח בחלקי. Whatever I have, I'm happy. ועל המלך לקיים מוצא שפתיך תשמור ועשית. It says the king put a big sign. Whoever is happy, this is the palace is going to belong to him. I'm going to give him this palace. חשבני שהארמון הגון אשר סביבו מגיע לי. The rich guy says, this is the palace, it is going to belong to me. Like you said at the king, you put a big sign, whoever is happy, that's what the palace is belong to. ואמר לו מלך שוטה בעולם. He says, you're crazy. אם אתה שמח בחלקך, he says, if you will be happy whatever you have, כאשר דיברת, like you said it yourself, I'm rich, my family, I'm great, everything that I have, למה לטשת עין על ארמון הגון ואשר סביבו? He says, why did you put your eyes and a beautiful palace if you're happy in whatever you have. הלא די בך מה שיש לך. Don't you need to say that whatever I have, I'm happy and I'm satisfied? למה תחמוד אשר לרעך? Why do you desire something that is not yours? מכאן מוסר השכל, from here we learn ethics, שיסתפק אדם במה שיש לו. A person need to be happy whatever he has. ויודה להשם יתברך על כל מה שחננו. He needs to thank Hashem whatever that he has. שיכול לעבוד את השם בשקט ובטח. So he's able to work for Hashem with the tranquility and happiness and quietness. איזה עשיר השמח בחלקו? Who is a person that is rich, whatever he has, that's what he's happy with. הנה מדרך העולם מישהו עני ואביון. We know if in a world we have poor people, pauper people, שהוא מוציא גדולה ושלל רב, a poor person, you give him a big charity, how much happy he's going to be. באותו שעה הוא שמח מאוד. In that moment he's very happy. מהלל הקדוש ברוך הוא בפיו וליבו שווים. He start praising Hashem together. אבל באריך ים זמן, time passed by, נשכח ממנו הראשונות. Whatever the money that he made and he was happy, he's going to forget whatever he made. ואינו שמח באשרו כלל. Now he's not happy whatever he has. He's not happy whatever the richness he has. עד הוא מתהווה ויגיע תמיד לעשיר. עוד כהנה וכהנה. He says he's going to want to become rich, more richer. הכל אינו מספיק לו. It's never enough. אבל מי שקובע בליבו תמיד, שהכל רגע הוא אושרו ביד השם יתברך. But if we're going to put in our hearts, all the richnesses and everything have, it's everything in Hashem's hands. כרגע יכול להיות עני ואביון. In one person, חס ושלום, a person could lose everything. מתחדשת יוצא שמחה על אשרו בכל רגע כאילו ברגע, הוא השיג עשרות. If a person is happy in his heart, that is saying that whatever I'm going to have, I'm happy, each second that he's thinking that he could have become poor, he right away becomes happy. והנה שנאמר איזה עשיר, and the Chazal says, who is a person that is rich? He's happy whatever he has. לשון הווה, היה הווה, which is the language that not past, not future, present. שמח תמיד בחלקו של העשירות. Rav Chaim Volozhin says, a person has to be constantly happy whatever he has. מעשה בעשיר גידל יתום בן 5 שנים בתוך ביתו. One rich person, he raised a kid that was orphaned from his parents. So he adopted him. He was 5 years old. פרנסו באכילו ושוק בכבוד. This rich guy, he gave him food, beautiful clothing, everything that needs to be done for this kid that is orphan. באחד מבניו ממש. He adopted him like his own kid. עד שנעשה בו 20 שנה. Now this orphan kid became 20 years old. והיו היום, עשיר יושב על שולחנו. And this rich guy is sitting on a table. ואשתו יושבת לימינו, his wife is next to him to the right side. וגם אותו יתום מסיב על השולחן כאחד מבניו. And this orphan kid now became 20 years old, 15 years passed by, sitting next to his father, stepfather. והנה בוא אני לבקש צדקה נדבה מהעשיר. One poor guy comes in and he asks him from this rich guy, give me money. Okay, tzedakah. נחרמו רחמיו עליו וייתן לו 100 זהובים. This rich guy gave him 100 coins. העני נבהל מאוד מריבוי מתנה. The poor person became so great that he gave him such a big charity. שלא שמע לאור ראה נדיב אדם סך כזה. Says, in my entire life, I was granted to have such a big charity was given it to me. אפילו עשיר גדול מקבל אדם נכבד הרבה. He says, even I met a lot of rich people, but they didn't give me the money that the rich person gave me. פתח ביתי לברך את העשיר ביתו ברכת עצמות. So what this rich guy started doing? Praising this balabait, which means this rich guy. ולא הניח פסוק ברכה בתנ"ך שלא ברכם בו. Says he knew the whole Tanakh, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim. He blessed him with all the blessings, and he was continue giving him blessing. כאשר חוזר פניו לצאת מבית עשיר, לא הפסיק מפינה ברכות. He says when he came out from the rich house, okay, he's continue praising him and giving him blessing. Even though he goes in the public domain, this poor guy, hayapiv male barachot. His mouth did not stop giving blessings to this rich guy. He's all the time praising this rich guy. The wife of this rich guy, she heard this poor guy is even praising so loud that she hear his voice from outside. He start keep blessing and blessing to this rich person. He says, I'm very surprised what happened to this poor guy, how much he's praising you. He says, you gave him 100 coins and he was so blessed and he was blessing you non-stop. Not only that he went outside, he even went to his family members and told them how much money that he got from this rich guy. He says, what about this orphan child that is in our house? Okay? He says he eats, drink, and he has a beautiful clothes, expensive. And we give him kavod, respect like our own kid to this orphan kid. Sometimes he says, I would spend a lot of money in his clothing, like I give to this poor guy the same money that I was spending on this orphan kid. Says, I did not hear no blessings, no thank you. Okay? He says, every day we're doing good for him for 20 years already. And nothing changed. Everything is in its own place. He says, I'm going to answer your question, but you have to wait. Now this rich guy calls this orphan kid, now he's 20 years old. He says, until now, I'm able to keep you in my house, and I'm able to take care of you, everything that needs to be taken care of. Now you need to go on your own, you're free. We raised you, we gave you everything, now you're on your own, free. He says, you have no rights to come to my house no more. This orphan child, he kissed the rich guy's hand. Whatever the clothes that he has, wear it, go. He went to the motel to live there. Nobody picked that orphan kid, which is 20 years old, teenager, up. Nobody. He was sitting on the floor. He didn't even have carpets to lay down on. Nighttime came in. He became hungry. This young gentleman. He went and he wanted to collect money for him in order to have something to buy to eat. And nobody able to lend him the money. Who's going to lend? We don't even know you. Nobody lend him the money. Now he needs to disrespect himself. Now the people shopping, and when they shop, okay, carrying bags, they carry bags, and he says, how can I help you carry bags? So that's what he did for that night, carrying bags. Baschar kama prutot, they gave him a couple dollars here, there. 3 days he was working like this, carrying bags. Can I help you? Can I help you? He become disgusted by whatever he's doing. In the 4th day, the rich guy calls him. Again, this orphan child that was 20 years old. יבוא לפניו ויאמר לו, שבו עמדי בראשונה, תאכל ותשתה. Says, remember the first time that I adopt you? I'm adopting you the same way. Come, eat, drink. וביתי וכמי קדם. Like we did it previously. ושמח היתום שמחה גדולה. The orphan child started what? Very being happy. דימה בעצמו כאילו אתה נולד מחדש בעולם. He felt like he was reborn again. לרוב שמחתו פתח פיו לברך את העשיר. Now he started blessing the rich guy. ועוד אשתו, his wife, everybody, את הברכות, whatever the blessing that needs to be on the food. ואלה עת האוכל שיושב על שולחן וזכר את מצור ומצה כשעבר עליו. Says now he's sitting on a table. 3 days passed by him. That was one of the 3 worst days in his life. היה פניו מלא תהילות לאותו עשיר. He started praising his father. Praising. וקל כף תבשיל לקרב בפיו, היום מוציא מהפרחות מהשיר התהילות. Every time he take a scoop of spoon to eat, he was giving 100 blessings to the rich guy. מאת ברכות תהילות והשיר, אז לחש השיר לאשתו, הנה נמצא תשובה. Then this rich guy says to his wife, this is the answer for your question. What is it? דבר זה מובן מאליו. Now you understand what's happening. שאותו עני שהיה מחסור כל. When this poor guy that was missing everything, and you gave him 100 coins, he became very happy. ולא עלה בדעתו לקבל ממנו איתו זוב אחד. Oh, he thought he's going to just take $1 from me. But I gave him 100. שהוא ראה שנתתי לו סך 100 זובים בבת אחד. I gave him 100 in one shot. נבהל על מתנה. He became so surprised the present that this rich guy gave him. שלא הייתה טבעית של הפליות. This is not supposed to be part of the nature, whatever we gave it to him. לכן היא פיו מלא תהילות וברכות. That's why he's able to praise word to me. And אך היתום הזה אשר מעודו קטן מתפרנסנו בביתנו. He says, we adopt this young child that was orphaned. He was young. טובתנו נדמר בעיניו טבעית והכרחית. He thought whatever he's living in our house, everything's supposed to be done the way done. It was everything to eat, which just means part of the nature. That's the way it's supposed to be. And they must do for me. They חייבים. They must do this for me. Okay? כי הורגל בכך, וgot used to many things. נחשב לו כאילו אנחנו מחייבים לתבוא עמנו. Like we have to give him good. We have to do good for him. כאשר מחייבים להטיב לבנו אשר לילדינו. We have to do good for our kids. Not the kid that we adopted. לא הייתה נראה לו טובה חידוש כדי שידע יברך עליך. He did not know how much great we did for him until he felt the other side. אך לאחר שגירשתי אותו מביתנו, after I took him out of our house, הרגשתי תם מרירות רעבון ישבתי קרקע ויחסרון פרנסה. This young gentleman says, I did not know had no parnasa, I did not had no food, substance. כאשר חזרתי וקירבתי אותו, then I came back and I again make him closer to me. וידע שכל ההנאות הם בתורת צדקה וחסד. Says everything that I do with this child, with this teenager, that's tzedakah v'chesed. I'm doing charity and kindness. לכן אתה מודה לנו הטובה הנאה שנהנה מאיתנו. And we, he says, this is whatever we do good for him. He says, have a pleasure for it. בכל עת שיזכור מוחסר מהמירות שהיה כל שיוצא מביתנו. Anything that happened in our house, and within 3 days, we took him out of the house, he will remember the rest of his life. יוסיף לתת לנו שבח תהילות אותנו על הטובה. And he's going to praise us and continue praising us. So from here, Chazal is teaching us that whatever we have to be happy. It could be worse, but we don't understand it. We could say, no, it's supposed to be like this. Hashem is chayav. He must do this for us. That's not the way it works. Yagia kapecha ki tochal. Now the Chazal says, whatever you have in your hands, you should eat. What does it mean? Misupar alaviv Rav Ariel Dzhurayev says following. Rabbi Shabti, שהיה כורך ספרים ועוד מרוד כל ימיו. So it says following, his father was binding books, and all his life was very, very poor. אבל הוא זוגתו היו שמח תמיד בחלקם. But him and his wife was always happy whatever they have. כאשר הגיע לימי הזקנה, time came in when they got older, הורו כוחו להרוויח מיגיע כפיך כדי לכם צער ומים ללחם. בלחץ. They get older, Rabbi Mitzansk. What happens? They can't even afford water and bread. Can't even. אשר בפתחו לא היה פנה שום פנים לקבל מתנות בשר ודם. He says, I would not accept gifts from other people. Okay? אירה לו היה לו מאומה לכן צרכי שבת. There was a one night, Rabbi Mitzansk, he had nothing for Shabbat Kodesh. Nothing. אירה לו היה מאומה לכן צרכי שבת. לכן רב שבתי לקבל פני שבת בבית המדרש כמנהג תמיד. Rab Shabti went to the Bet HaMidrash, to the study hall, and he accepted the Shabbat like he accepted all the time. But in the house is empty. אף שביתו היה ריק מכל שם, שבטחו בהשם יתברך. He had a ביטחון להשם יתברך. בליל שבת קודש אחר תפילה, after the davening, finishing prayer, on Shabbat Kodesh, okay? חזר לביתו, he went back. Rab Shabti went back to his house. נבדד אין מאומה בבית לשבת קודש. He knows there's nothing in his house in the Shabbat Kodesh. Nothing. אולם כאשר קרב אל ביתו, he came close to his house, משתה בפליאה עצמו. He all of a sudden seeing the whole house is in lighting. באותו אור נרות של שבת בוקע, שולחן ארוך כדעת מטעמים מעדנים. He went inside the house, he said the table is full of beautiful food. רוד רעייתו תמו, סיפרה לו דברים כהווייתם. He asked his wife, where is all this coming from? When I left the house was nothing. שהלכת לבית המדרש, אמרתי בלבי, הם מנת שאין לו במה לקנות צרכי שבת, על לפחות עשרת בית ואין כן כראוי. Says the wife said, at least, if we have nothing what to eat, I'm able to clean the house, so the house will be looking great, but the table is empty. But as long as I clean the house, it looks great. Okay? So when I start cleaning the house, לפתע ראיתי נגד עיניו בגד ישן ובלוי. And all of a sudden I see there's an old clothing in my closet. What תפרים כפתורי זהב? He says, I saw in this old clothing, the buttons was from the gold. The buttons was from the gold. הלכתי, מכרתי כפתורים לצורף. He says, I went to the pawn shop, to the ניסים, and I sold it. בכסף קיבלתי קניתי הוצאתי, כי יד השם טובה עלינו. He says, I sold it, and Hashem bless us. שמע בעל כן, שמח שמחה גדולה. Rabbi Nitzan Shabti heard this, he became very happy. על אשר זכה לקבל שבת מתוך רוב שמחה. He's able to accept the Shabbat, he accepted. Even he knew the house was empty with the happiness. להתחיל לרקוד לזמר, he started dancing, singing. לשורר להשם יתברך, להודות, thank you השם. על כל אשר גמלהו, and he gave him whatever Hashem gave it to him. נודע דבר בעל שם טוב. Now Baal Shem Tov heard the story. שלח לקרוא לרב שבתי. He says, come, Baal Shem Tov said to Rab Shabti, let me, כאשר בא לספר כל אשר קראו. Says, tell me everything that happened to you. אמר לו בעל שם טוב, דע שכל המפעל שטפך בשמחתך. Says, the whole ministry, angels upstairs, they went upside down, the story that you have. Because you had so much simcha, so much happiness. אתה מה שאלתך, מה בקשתך? נתת לך. Says, whatever you're going to ask, I'm going to give it to you. מה שאלתך, מה בקשתך נתן? ענה לרב שבתי, שאלתי בקשתי, ודני השם בבן זכר. Says, we don't have kids. Please pray for me that we should have a baby boy. ברכה בעל שם טוב, ברכה בזכר, להמליץ זכר פסוק. He says in a pasuk, he says, Baal Shem Tov gave him the blessing, in a pasuk from the Tehillim, 128, 2-3. יגע כפיך כי תאכל. He says, whatever you have in your hands, eat. אשריך וטוב לך, praiseworthy, and it's good for you. אשתך כגפן פוריה. He says, your wife is going to be fruitful, like a grapes that grow.
Vineyard.
Grapevine. Right. ביתך, בניך כשלטי זיתים. Says your kids supposed to be around your your table like olives, סביב לשולחנך. ואפשרתי זה שאוכל כל ימי מגיע כפיך. It says you should eat everything that you make. מגיע לו מן הדין שהיו בנים סובים לשולחננו. So it says that from the din that you're supposed to have kids, and you're going to have kids, בעזרת השם. And that was what's the point? The point is, יגיע כפיך כי תאכל. Even a person sometimes thinking the situation is not the situation that he wanted to be, but the situation is going to be much greater that we don't understand it. And from there, whatever is going to yatzmiach, which just means it's gonna yatzmiach, you know, like a flower, it blossoms. We don't know what's going to blossom from it. It's for us consider it's bad, and we're going to cry over it. Okay? There's much greater things a person goes through, and when he goes with the simcha, with the happiness, why in the Torah put so much emphasis in the simcha and the hap? Why? Why? Everything we say is the simcha. Why? Why it does not says joy? Okay, it says the simcha. Because the simcha, a person that everything that Hashem does to us, we have to thank Him. Not just because it needs to be happen like this. We need to walk, right? A person does not feel that he has old teeth until he's going to go to dentist and he have a teeth problem. Then he says, oh, thank you, Hashem, I'm able to eat without having any toothache. Okay? Or legs, chas v'shalom, he's not able to walk properly. Or his hands, sometimes the hands. And he says, once the Hashem restores him the hands to the health, then he says, wow, Hashem, thank you very much. Now we appreciate it. But unfortunately, we have a problem with forgetting. We forgot whatever happened a couple months ago, forgot what happened 6 months ago. So we're forgetting. That's why the Chazal keep reminding us. The Chazal says, who is the respectful? Who is respect others? Okay, and that's hard. We tend to people that is somebody is rich, in position, we respect him more. But there's a person, somebody is in the outside of Bet Knesset asking for tzedakah. He wants to talk to you sometimes. He's nobody to talk to. You don't talk to him like you talk to this guy that you're able to talk. So how are you able to feel each person that he says, Eze michubad michabed et habriyot. Whoever is respecting, who is the respectful who respect others. And he has a beautiful story over here. Just listen carefully. There was a one rich person. He was rich, but everybody respected him because he was rich. But he did not respect people. You have some certain rich people, they just look at you like you're a lowlife, and that's it. Or you never made it, chas v'shalom. But there was another rich guy. He wasn't in the same level, but he was also rich. But he was respecting people. Now one of these rich guys that did not respect people, what happened? He made a wedding for his son. So he made for the whole city, he threw a party for the wedding, and everybody came. He says, all the singers, whoever needs to be done, is over there. In this wedding. This rich guy that does not respect people. What he did, he dressed so nobody should recognize him. Okay? He went through people, through the tables. What they were speaking about, and what they're talking about, what kind of nonsense they're talking about, Nisim. One says, oh, look at this guy, he took out so much money for the what? For the wedding. He says, what this dog took out for this wine that is so expensive for his son's wedding. He called him a dog. Okay. then he went from table to table. וישמע אחד שאל לחברו, מה תשמע תהיה חמור? Now he's saying, look at this donkey, whatever he took out for his son's wedding. So he's been called donkey, dog. Okay? ויחל לו מאוד. This rich guy got so upset. וישתק לא דבר כלום, but he did not say anything. He didn't want to blow the cover. נזדמן בשבוע אחריו עושה עשיר, שני משתה גם הוא בזמן לכל אשר עירו. So now the second rich guy, that is less richer than him, but he respects everybody, others. נזדמן, he made also wedding for his son. גדול הזה, והעשיר גדול בתחילה לא רוצה ללכת. He says this rich guy did not want to go to the wedding because הגאווה. אך לאחר כשעתיים חושב בליבו. After 2 hours debating in his heart, שגם בפעם ישנה את לבושו, he's going to change his dressing, he's going to look different, וירבר בין המסובים בסעודה, שומעיהם מדברים ביניהם. Now he wants to know what they talk about this rich guy. Maybe they're saying the same thing, okay? If they're saying the same thing, he says, I'm not in a bad situation. והנה שומע מאחד אומר לחברו, מה תחשוב בדעתך שהוציא האדם היקר הזה בשביל משתה בנו? He says, look at this beautiful person, whatever the money that he took out, expense for his son. וילך עוד שולחן, then he went to another table, this rich guy. שם שמות דברים, כולם היו מדברים עליו בלשון כבוד. Everybody speaking with the respect. Even though that rich guy is not next to them. The other rich guy that does respect others, he's there. תתמלא חמא יותר. He became even more furious and more anger. More. יתאפק ויבוא על ביתו בשר וזהב. He became so angry to the house. תאמר לו אשתו, מה לך? His wife told him, what's wrong, my dear husband? ואמר בשבוע שעבר עשיתי משתה, והוצאתי הוצאות רבות עליו. Says, week before we did a wedding for our dear son, and I spent a lot of money. כל כך שמעתי את האנשים מדברים עליי בלשון גנאי. They speaking about me, talk about me, I'm a dog, I'm a donkey. ואלו פלוני, עשיר עשה. Says, but this rich guy also did the wedding. Okay? לא הוציא הוצאות. He says, he did not spend money the way I spent and I fed the whole city. He did not do the same thing. כולם מכבדים אותו, and everybody respect him. מעריכים אותו, respect, okay, give him כבוד. אמרו לו, אתה גרמת לעצמך. The wife right away told him, a smart wife. She said, you caused it to yourself. מפני שנייה אתה נזהר בכבודם של אנשים. You don't respect other people. מזלזל בהם, you disrespect them. לכף אחד שעיניך הם מכבדים אותך. Yes, in one side, in front of your eyes, they respect you. אבל מאחורי גביך מזלזלים בך. But behind your back, they talk about you. אך העשיר שני הוא מכבד את האנשים. Second rich guy, he respects people. לכן גם אנשים מכבדים אותו. That's why the people is also respected him. So Chazal says, איזה מכובד מכבד הבריות. Who is a person respectful? Who respect others. בזו יקלו. Chazal says, whoever disrespect is going to be perish. מעשה בגביר אחד שיתארח אצל אדם אחד בליל פורים. One rich guy, he came, גביר אחד שיתארח אצל אדם בליל פורים. He came in the time of the Purim. Okay? He came as a guest to the Purim. הלכו שניהם יחד לבית כנסת. They both of them went to the בית כנסת. Okay? כשקורא שליח ציבור את המגילה, שליח ציבור is reading the מגילה, היה אורח, איזה קורא עמו. The אורח. The guest is reading the מגילה with him. אך הגיע לפסוק בלילה ההוא נדדה שנת המלך. The verse says in the מגילה, the king cannot fall asleep. Cannot fall asleep. והספיק לו לקרוא. The אורח, which means the guest, he stopped reading in that pasuk in המגילה. ושאל אותו את הגביר בסיום הקריאה. And this rich guy is asking this person, why you stop reading in the middle of the מגילה? מדוע לא קראת חצי מגילה האחרון? Why you didn't read the second half of the מגילה? אמר, אני מצטער הרבה על מותם של המן ובניו. Says, I feel very, very sorry for the Haman and his kids. That's why I didn't read. קשה עליי לקרוא את מפלתם. It's very hard for me to read for the fallen, that they fall. וחבל לאב דן לא משתכחין. He says, I feel sorry for them and I don't forget that. שאלו הגביר, האם אתה אוהב את המן? He says, do you like Haman? ואת המעשיו, and whatever the deed that he does? הוא היהודים, עם קשה. ואמר לו, את מעשיו, אשר לעבדם, he says, he wanted to destroy the new Jewish nation. Yeah, אמר לו, כן הוא, yeah, that's him. כי היהודים עושה קשה עורף. He says, Jewish people, they are stiff-necked. They're not listening. צריך לכם אדם קשה. They need a person like a Haman הרשע. כדי להכניעם, in order for the Jewish people to subdue to this type of king. אבל על ההמן שנתלה על העץ. He says, I'm sorry for the Haman that they hang him to the tree. ועבדן מן העולם, and he got lost from this world. אמר, למה אתה שונא את היהודים? This guy saying, why you hate Jewish people? מה עשו לך העם הזה? What did they do to you, this nation? ואמר, הנה היום בא פרנסי קהל, לקחו ממני מס עריקה, כפליים מן המגיע להם. He says, they came to me today, פרנסי קהל, the people that collect in charity, they took from me taxes, more than I supposed to be given to them. שאלו הגביר, אם מדוע לא עשית כמעשה המן? Says, why did you not do like a Haman? Okay? ואמר, דע לך שהיום הייתי אצל שלטון. He says, today I went and I snitched to this, on these people. ושלחתי פרנסים שיגיעם נזק גדול. Says, I caused them, they're gonna pay a heavy, hefty price. איזה ימים שמע על כך? הגביר רואה את הפנים משחוקות, כאילו דבר מוצא חן בעיניו. The guy that he invited to his house, he pretended like his friend. Okay? וסיום התפילה זימן את האורח ללכת עמו לביתו. Now we invite him to his house. Okay? As a guest. דרכו של הגביר היה לקרות שנית. Now this rich guy is reading second time for his family members. Okay? מגילה, reading again. שנכנס ביתה עם אורח, חשוב בחדר אורחים. He went, this rich guy, he bring this אורח, the guest, inside the guest room. יצא הגביר לחדר אחר. They went to another room, this rich guy. קרא את כל הילדים. He called all the kids in the house. מבני ביתו אשר היה דרכם לעשות צורת המן. So they have a custom to one of the kids needs to dress like a Haman. Okay. בעת הקריאה מגילה, היו בוטחים אותו במקלות בידיהם. So whoever dressed like a Haman, מגילה, חובטים אותו במקלות. So whatever they have in their hands, they start hitting this person. Okay? ואמר עליהם, השנה הכו את הצורה של ההמן. So he says, this rich guy, today we're going to hit a person dressed like a Haman. כי המן בעצמו הוא בא הביתה. He says, and now I brought the Haman to our house. Yes, Rabbi. היכה תקעו בלי חמלה. When he started reading Haman, they start hitting him. אך למות לא תתנוהו. But they're not going to leave him, they're not going to let him die. מפני צריך להכות את המן גם מחר בבוקר. Because they need to read the Megillah at night time and in the morning time. So they cannot let him die until the morning. ואם ימות חלילה, מי יכיר מחר? If tonight is going to die Haman, who is going to be left get hit tomorrow? ואמר טוב הדבר, הנה יגיע הגביר, 10 בני המן. Now he came to read 10 children of Haman. סימן בידו להתחיל להכות את האורח הרע הזה מכות גדולות. The kids are starting hitting this guest more and more. תוך כדי צעקות גטופים עליו, הווה המן רשע. They're saying Haman רשע to this person. Wicked. עד כדי שיהיה דמו שותות. Now he start bleeding. הגיע סוף קריאת מגילה, להתחיל הגביר לומר, ארור המן. Now he says, curses the Haman. תפילו הרוח זה יקיעו הקפוצה עד שנחלה כל הגופו. They start hitting this אורח, which means the guest, until his whole body became weak. הוא בוכה מתחונן. Now he start crying and begging לנפשו for him to be alive. כשקם ללכת צעקיו, המן, כאן תלך, תסגור כאן הלילה עד מכות גדולות שיקבל מחר. He started running away from the house, but they closed the house, and he says, you still have a time till tomorrow. בסוף תתחנן על הגביר שיבקש בילדים שיעזבו לנפשו. He's asking from this rich guy, tell these kids, please leave me alone. I still need my life. ואמר זה חלקך לאהבתך צורר יהודים המן הרע הזה. He says, you wanted to press and prosecute Jewish people, ואתה חבר לאיש משחית שונא ישראל, and your friends, whoever is hate Jewish people, אשר פיך ענה בך. Your mouth cause your own trouble. שהלכת למסור על פרנסי ישראל לשלטון. Says you able to go and snitch on the Jewish people. מגיע קולך מה יעשך לילדים. Everything that you deserve it yourself. כי כל הנהגו כמוך מעיד עד עצמו הוא תלמידיו של המן הרשע. He says everything that you do like a Haman הרשע yourself. That's what it says in the בן איש חי. כתבתי זאת לזכרון גם בדורנו. ישנים אנשים רשעים מקשים לישראל כהמן. He says, you have in our generation like Haman הרשע, also do the same thing, snitching on Jewish people. Okay? So from here we learn, the pasuk, in Pirkei Avot says, Bazoi yikalu. Whoever is disrespecting the Jewish people and snitching is going to be destroyed. Shei Ratzon, thank you for listening. שהקדוש ברוך הוא תן לנו ברכה, הצלחה, ששון ושמחה. So should be, מי זה עשיר? השמח בחלקו. Who is the rich person? Whoever is happy, whatever he has. וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן.